Hi, good day everyone. My name is Samindraj Analaki Ramachandran and my matrix number is A24A3082. So today I will explain about inflation and the importance of the consumer price index or so called as CPI. Inflation means a continuous increase the prices of goods and services over time. When inflation increases, the purchasing power of money decreases, so consumers can buy fewer goods with the same amount of money. Next, CPI measures the average price changes of a fixed basket of goods and services over time. It is used to show changes in the cost of living. CPI is more important because it measures the inflation rate, helps the government and central bank make economic policies, and is used for wage, salary, and pension adjustments. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Sumitra Vasu, metric number 8248380. Question B. Briefly explain what will happen to the value of money when price level is increased. The answer is when the price level is increased, the value of money is decreases. This means that consumer can buy fewer goods and services using the same amount of money. In other words, the purchasing power of money became lower during inflation. For example, if the price of food, fuel, and the transportation increase, people need to spend more money to buy the same items. Therefore, inflation reduce the real value of money and affect the cost of living.
Okay, next. This slide explains the types of infections that can happen when improved raw material and food prices increase. When the prices of input raw material and food become higher, the main type of inflation is cost push inflation. Higher costs make the manufacturing process more difficult, so the producers increase prices to cover the extra costs. Another type is imported inflation. Imported goods become more expensive because of rising global prices or weaker exchange rates. So, the two types of inflation are cost push inflation and imported inflation. Thank you.
The significant sources of revenue for the government as stated in the article is the Goods and Service Tax (GST), which is an indirect tax imposed on all transactions involved in producing and distributing goods and services. GST is a consumption tax that allows the government to collect the revenue on a regular and continuous basis, since it is levied on consumers each time they buy goods and services. Moreover, it makes a considerable contribution to government revenue because it is levied on a variety of goods and services and therefore more efficient than direct tax method like income tax. In addition, the article mentioned the end of moratorium on profit margin following the introduction of GST, indicating that GST can influence price level as a businesses may adjust a price of goods and services. Furthermore, the revenue generated from GST enables the government to finance its expenditure, including infrastructure development, healthcare, and social amenities, which are the essential for economic growth and public welfare. Thank you.
My name is Tanushini Murugan, metric number 824A3255. I will discuss two monetary tools Bank Negara Malaysia uses to control inflation. First of all, the overnight policy rate or OPR. Bank Negara Malaysia can raise the OPR. High interest rate discourage people and businesses from borrowing money. As a result, people's spending power will be lower and this will eventually lower the inflation rate in Malaysia. The second tool is open market operations. Bank Negara Malaysia sells security in the financial market. As a result of this action, the money supply in the economy will be lowered. Therefore, people's spending power will be lowered as there is a reduction in the money supply.